everybody, and welcome to the day before Cheshire. And there's been a little bit of excitement building up into this competition, and that's because we have, well, let's get to cut to the chase. We have limited edition here. So I am joined by Sarah Crabb, Lloyd Crabb, and Aidan Beamish. Lloyd and Aidan being the most recent
iteration of limited edition. There's been a few different participants.
Well, yeah, I suppose there has, isn't there? Yeah, I suppose we've had a few limited editions now.
Yeah. And obviously great to see you guys. Today you had a bit of a practice.
Yeah, no. First of all, great to be back.
Yeah.
We've had 3 years off. Practice went really well. Sort of went in with the apprehension of we don't know what's going to happen because she hasn't hooked up, she hasn't boarded since Cheshire last year.
I don't know why you have this.
No, but it's because the Queen
I
died
get that.
So,
but this is a horse.
And Paddy hasn't got over it yet.
Exactly.
She's not. She's still not got over it. She still talks about it every day.
This is a horse that walked out at that massive international competition with a strange rider on her.
Yeah.
And just chilled out. I don't know if you remember that.
I do remember that.
It was a massive moment.
Yeah, no,
so I don't know why you have this kind
I suppose we didn't know what to expect. Basically, she hadn't been hooked up. We didn't know if she would go out.
Said she hadn't travelled in a trailer since
we moved. But she practiced like she'd been racing last week, so it was really good.
Yeah, I think so. We can actually pull that video up. We did get a video of you practicing. So
first time you practiced.
Yeah, so this was just literally the first.
Pull the other angle, Joe.
So yeah, this is the first try.
Yeah,
literally chilled with all the scurry stuff in the course. You haven't ridden 3 years. I haven't ridden 2.
So basically, what I'm doing here is I'm just letting her take me there. I'm just sort of keeping the momentum up, but I'm not really asking her for much. I'm just seeing how she's feeling, and sort of letting me take me there. Then this was the surprise of how sort of smooth the weave was, considering the long layoff and with everything going on. I'm just sort of letting her find her feet.
It. The thing is, we were saying earlier with the course, and she knows what this is. It's not like a new horse coming in. She knows the course. Obviously, a couple of things have changed.
But yeah, she's still got the leg changes in there, so hopefully she's going to come in on her left leg, and then she's going to might switch. Yeah, there she goes. Then she switches back to the left. So she's still got the fundamentals right there. So she's still got the knowledge, and she's still taking me around it. She probably knew the course better than me, to be fair.
Well, yeah, we were talking about it at the start, weren't we?
Yeah. But yeah, I'm just letting her go her own pace.
I mean, one of the things that I would say, I'm not really surprised by this, again, because as what Sarah was saying about the fantastic work that she's done before. We're going to go through a bit of your history today.
There's a lot of it.
I never thought we'd have some history.
Yeah, it was worth looking at.
Especially with Alanitos, it was a long time there.
It's funny you mention it. I wasn't surprised because the same. Obviously, Paddy used to joust as well.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty confident that if we went, okay, here's a shield, here's a lance, you
should do it
straight on and do it and it's something that I've seen with other horses. They can have a long time off. Okay, they might not be firing on the same level of preciseness as what they were when they finished, but they know it.
But then
it's
also,
not a problem for them.
If you think, Winst is a very interesting case in the fact that Winst did the drag, blew his brain, they stuck him in a field for 6 years, and then came back and essentially became one of the best horseboarding horses there's ever been. Having a layoff isn't a bad thing, I don't think.
No.
Because they'll still remember the sport, they'll still remember the course to an extent, they'll still remember what the game is, but they've had time off to recover, time off to have any problems, let the feet grow out, things like that.
Yeah, I suppose
I don't think it's a bad thing.
I suppose sometimes the thing, sometimes you think you get a horse and you think it's too good to be true. She has jousted and you think, well, she took to that like a duck to water.
Yeah.
She wasn't a very good racer, but she took to racing. She's done dressage, she's done horseboarding and been very successful at that when she peaked. Then to come back and do it, you think, I can't, surely not. When's that moment going to happen where she's going? But she keeps delivering.
She reminds me of Harry as well, though, in the fact that how chilled how it is in the pits. Like Paddy's always been like
she
that.
always switches.
She'd always like go for a crazy race and then she'd just walk into the pits and just sit there like, okay.
I think
So
she was
waiting
one
for the next
one of the first ones that where we really started commentating about it in the actual show.
Yeah.
Being like, look, that's a
Perfect
pure
example,
example of like fire and brimstone and
Switch off.
Just relax, chill, get a breather, go straight back in and do it again. I'm happy to do so.
So as we were, so were you were you feeling a bit nervous about coming back, or
Yeah, I was a little bit. Yeah, I wasn't gonna lie, I was a little bit nervous, but
I wasn't.
You know, after that practice, the nerves are gone away.
Ed, and I haven't seen you smile like that.
It's been a while. I came around the
time.
diagonal and just went, oh, I'm really smiling. Like I noticed the fact I was smiling around the corner, and I was like, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
It was like, me and Nate had conversations about it, and it's like, the great thing about you as a rider is you've also boarded. There is no other riders out there that have boarded. Especially to an elite level. There's no boarders that have raced at the elite at border level and then at a rider level, so you have an understanding of both things. So I know that I can just take my lines and you'll know where I am.
Yeah, I suppose there's that little bit behind me is like being off. Like we had that standard, and like I've been sitting back and watching it, and people are going, and I'm like, no, this is the standard of riding that was there before and stuff. And you know, when I suppose I was said to you when we were practicing, oh, do I need to go down the stirrup length? Do I need to do this? And then we trotted, because you've got this new trotting circle thing. I was like, she's never pulled me so much into a trot, you know, for a long time. So yeah, no, I want to come along and set the standard for, you know, raise the bar.
Have a go. So in terms of, you guys obviously raced together many years ago.
Was it? I don't know whether it was 15 or 16.
15.
15, I think. So my second season and your sort of first season, essentially, you'd come in and seen horseboarding in 2014 and then started racing in 15.
So we're going to just got a clip from that. Should be the part one.
Those eyes are just judging away. What's got into you? Just a pill or two, and they didn't sanction anyway. You the man, 'cause you think that
under some trees, in the frost and the rain, with Fred in a straight line, and blew out a tyre because he was racing the other horse. I mean, I was like, this is great. This horse is going to be incredible. And then all of a sudden you put him in a arena on his own, he was like, dog, 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 dog. As soon as he had another horse, he just flew.
Yeah.
But when he was on his own, he was just like, yeah, no, just chill, just cruise around, like.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, looking at those videos, I don't. What's the next clip? Can you show us the next clip?
Yeah.
limited edition. So welcome to the audition. I'm limited edition.
Yeah, so we're going to come back to that video in a minute. So, I mean, obviously, the sport evolved a lot during your time that you were here, and I mean, you look at that video and you see that there's poles, no balls, no cones.
Yeah. I was wearing a white hoodie with a basketball top on and riding like I've never ridden a horse before. Like.
Yeah, I mean, is that the first thing that jumps out to you?
Yeah, well, my riding abilities. I think it's one of those sports where you just can't come in and wing it.
But in all fairness, when we came into it, it was sort of the start of what was then arena boarding, what we now know as horse boarding. Was the new thing. Like I think you'd done one 2013 maybe.
Yeah, we'd had a couple of plays.
Like dabbles, but you were still running the drag.
Yeah.
And we came in and it was the point where it started to cross over to the other side of this is what we're going to run as horseboarding. I think the development of that as a sport was as we were coming into it. Like as a unit, if you think about all the people that sort of started in 2014, essentially developed the arena boarding side of horse boarding, and it did develop. Like you look at those videos and you think, geez, that's like
even
novice.
2 years beyond
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
it was,
And
it
like
was
when,
different.
as soon as you jump a couple of years on from that, you're like, oh, okay, people are really racing now.
I think
working
it's that sort of mask that just because you have a thoroughbred or a fast
Oh,
horse
yeah.
doesn't mean you can come into this sport.
No, I mean
and
you
smash
did
it
shoot
out
yourself
the
in the foot. There was a lot of online beration of like
Well,
Chill
yeah,
Winston and
yeah.
like Atters at the point like, oh, I've got this racehorse, I'm gonna smash it. And to be fair, when I raced against Fred with you, I thought, okay, we might do.
Yeah,
And then it just
I suppose it's that
come
you
out.
know that you know you sort of get into it and something goes wrong and you think why does it? But I remember Barb's
Things
jacking
happen,
and
yeah.
stuff, and then you think well you need to go again like adjust your stirrups, adjust your riding style,
Yeah.
and things were just getting worse and worse, and
But then you sort of,
it was just like a
you over
shambles.
worry though, don't you? If you over worry about
Yeah.
stuff, then you get too like tight about it all.
Yeah.
And then things do start going wrong because you're
Yeah.
thinking about
I
it
think-
too much.
I think as well, probably a factor within things getting worse was the lack of the pre-race gates. The moment we started putting in the pre-race gates, all the horses calmed
The
down.
starts
The
changed.
pits weren't that Wild West area where anything could happen. It's now brought it into this and horses that didn't have the mental fortitude to be able to just go stand still, flat out gallop for the start line and wait. Now they're able to race because those pre-race gates have really taken the
And I think that would have helped Moretti.
Well, it was funny because I think the last year we were racing, that was an option. I think you could do that. You could hook up in the arena. And I think I remember us, or I can't remember if it was the year before when we were racing, as when I was boarding or when Tom was boarding, we were, well our horse is fine.
Yeah.
Like, what, we can get our horse to hook up and go out. Like, what? That's
Yeah.
part of the game.
But people used to start
You
at the
know,
back
it's-
by the exit gate. I mean, people used to start at the back by
Yeah,
the
just
exit
charge
gate and
through.
charge all the way through, past all the horses at the back, and then just fire it.
But,
And
you
it
know,
makes sense. We like the pits is now a relaxed area. It's the area that we're racing in is this area, and that's where you start racing, and this is not that.
But I suppose on reflection, it doesn't matter what you do at the start. Paddy's still gonna. If we still do the trot, it doesn't matter. You can make us do the can before we go out. We're still gonna go out. You know, she's still gonna do her stuff. Do you know what I
mean? Yeah. Okay. So then we got to the point where you were racing with Sarah, you were the rider, and we watched the video first. I think this is the next section. So this is when you guys were really putting out. By this point, you're putting down some really good runs, and Lloyd, your boarding's come along. We've been through the school of hard knocks.
Well, Lloyd's gone from riding to boarding,
Yeah.
which is not a lot of people that are transferred that way around.
And I think it was. I mean, how would you describe that sort of time when you were getting nailed?
Getting smashed.
I always remember having a conversation with you and you saying like about snowboarding and boarding, and it being like you do one thing with a snowboard and you've got to do the complete opposite
Yeah,
with
so
the mountain
snowboard,
board.
your foot weight
Yeah.
forwards.
Weight
Yeah.
Mountain boarding, you're on your back foot.
Well, no, because horseboarding.
Oh,
back
horseboarding,
foot.
sorry.
So that's the thing. So e-boarding, weight on the back foot. Horseboarding, weight on the back foot. Mountain boarding, weight on the front foot. Snowboarding, weight on the front foot.
Yeah.
Because you're travelling
It's like
downhill
learning
and
two
gravity's
different
doing
things,
it.
two
It's
different
very
skills to do the
different.
same,
It
practically
was
the same thing.
yeah, it was very tough basically when I transitioned because that was when we was boarding in February.
Yeah.
Thorsby Hall and Suffolk and
Oh
stuff.
God,
and the ground
Thorsby
was
Hall in the
awful,
ground
so-
semi.
I don't even like boarding it. I don't like doing shows in April anymore.
Yeah.
It's like it's always cold, and I'm
Yeah.
always like, oh, every morning I get up,
I
I'm
don't know
like,
how we did it.
Was
Too
it
much,
it tame where the gas bottles actually froze?
Yeah.
People couldn't
yeah,
turn
that
their
was
cookers on,
-6
heaters
at
on.
night
Yeah.
or something, and 0 on the Saturday, or 0 on the
Just
Sunday, and
horrendous.
-1 on the Sunday, 0 on the Monday.
So
Ridiculous.
the new boarders have got it relatively easy.
We've been lucky. We haven't
This
been weather
season
like
for
that.
boarders, this season's been amazing.
Yeah.
Because I don't know about horses. Oh well, generally with horses, the better it is for boarders, the worse it is for horses. The better it is for horses, the worse it is for boarders. And this season, in my opinion, has been much better for the boarders because the ground's really hard. So you've got a solid base to work from. the grass changes and like divots change, but if you've got a solid hard ground to work on, you're just going to roll and you can control the board because you know what is underneath you is staying there.
So we're just going to take let's have a look at, so where we are today, ladies and gentlemen, is we are in the Bruco bus. Bruco Marketing is a company that supports us. It's an American company. And we don't have the advert, I've just been told. Do you have another advert?
Once again, goblins.
So, camera facing the other way, so it's more fun. It's more entertaining.
Your mic was off as well.
What, all the way through?
No, just the last one.
Right, okay. Can we have limited edition with part 2, please?
I'm limited edition. So welcome to the audition. I'm limited edition. Take it easy, you lost your breath. I know it can get me out of your head. Extra dose of me, you shouldn't play with poison, they will kill you slowly. Is it all about the attitude? Rocking it like I'm in Hollywood. Louder, please feel the beat. Party mode, compete, bit back for me. Dream big, don't be afraid. Everything's gonna be okay. I'm limited edition. I know I'm your addiction. I'm limited edition. Boy, you need my permission. I'm limited edition. I know I'm your addiction. I'm limited edition. So welcome to the audition. I'm limited edition.
20 miles an hour again. Sitting in there, that could have turned into a nasty heel tap. That could have going into. Look at the speed of that. Oh no! And he's down.
Release.
I'm not going to lie, I can start to feel the bone sort of protruding out of my skin.
Now he's not going to be out.
I think Roald Dahl could write a novel about
because
this.
of his narrow wing.
Don't-
He's got to keep it inches. Right?
So there's a lot that happened in that video, isn't it?
Quick summary.
Yeah, let's obviously the point that it ended on, we'll kind of go backwards. Watching this, they might not know why you were on the gas and then he had the broken collarbone.
Yeah, I mean, Lloyd went out and was racing for limited edition and snapped his collarbone coming out of the weave. And then 2 runs later, coming out of the same spot, I snapped my wrist. So...
Bruised it.
I mean...
Million pieces, I
You can look at it. Mate, there's bits all over the place. But yeah, so I had a commuted fracture, which is what... It's the way the A&E explained it is the fracture you would get if you were in a car crash.
Yeah.
It's this impact fracture. rather than like a snap. Like,
How do you know
snap.
if it's in a car crash?
No, so like a car crash, you don't tend to snap things because it's not the same pressure, it's like an impact, so you like hit stuff.
Okay.
So like mine went puff and yours went crack.
So,
Okay.
and it's interesting that we've got the three of you here because you were the rider for both of those teams at the time.
I still have PTSD about it now, I'm not gonna lie. I literally, you know what, funnily enough, I was literally saying to these guys earlier, it is the event that traumatises me. I can't even watch that, I had to turn away. I can't watch the footage of either of them falling. I have, you know, massive like respect for both of them. They're both self-employed and I literally took them both out that weekend.
Well,
The same heat.
The same heat as
yeah,
well.
well, two,
And
one
I
right
just
after the other.
remember
but-
being in the hospital and the nurse turning around and saying to me, "Who's he with?" And I said, "Me." And they said, "And who's he with?" And I said, "Me."
How did it happen?
And this nurse just kind of did this.
The thing is with that is I do remember coming into that weekend, and it was the point. Was it 2019 where the sport had sort of got to this peak of speed around the course, and the only place anybody could gain more time because when we were getting
That was,
matching
I think that was
times,
2020. The
We
actual
were, like,
crash,
getting
'cause it was
actual
late,
ma-
it was
yeah,
late in the
yeah.
season. It was
So we
when
were
everybody been, all the showmen.
we
Catch
got,
together.
we got like
Yeah.
matching times throughout the season on numerous occasions with different teams. So we were getting to the point where this is as fast as you can go. The only place anybody could gain in speed, and I think I remember you talking about it on an intro or something like that, was the only place anybody could gain speed was the weave.
It was
And that
fun.
was why we all were. So the uphill was fine, it was the downhill. And
It's always been the same at
Yeah.
East Anglia though, like because it's always been like a bowling green.
Yeah.
So the board has always had that resistance,
extra whip,
like or resistance free rolling.
Yeah.
You know, it's always rolled really well your board. So
You catch
Into-
up
into
into the weave, yeah,
Yeah.
it's always done.
I remember editing the videos because we were broken and you were doing editing and I was doing editing. We were chatting away, both snapped bones. But I remember watching the editing, looking through the editing of that, and every single boarder going into that weave had a similar little whoop, and just right on the edge because it was such a downhill weave into it. It was so dry and we were all going at such a pace. Every single team coming through that last cone was on the edge, and we just caught the edge in the wrong place and just lost it. Like, and that's because we were all pushing it to the furthest the entire course could go.
So in the season when you guys were racing together as limited edition, where did you end up in the championship?
I think it was,
Second.
was it second?
After you snapped your collarbone, was it?
Oh, after you snapped your collar.
No.
No. I tell you what. No, it were you talking.
We got you
No, because
boarding.
we got you boarding and we got
And
Tom boarding.
On that 2020.
And
to
it
finish
was-
third or something.
You
finish second and
you
third.
boarded better.
Yeah,
didn't
that
you?
particular season. But didn't you race another season? Was that all 2020?
No, you raced the season before.
That was
I
my
think.
last season.
So that was the last season of Lloyd boarding.
Yeah.
When we came back, we made the decision between the pair of us because I would step off the horse and Lloyd would ride.
Right.
When we came back, but the season before that, I think limited edition were sort of fourth. I have a feeling.
And what was that with your combination? That was
Yeah.
you guys.
Yeah. So I think the best we did was third,
Because it would
and
be.
that
it
was
was
after
yeah, it was-
the breaking of these two when you and Tom stepped in for Leicester.
so that's when you had
and it was
TNT,
literally, I came along
Rocket.
and it was just a case of we needed to cross the start line to get the points to finish and not lose. And I think at the time actually it was Amy, TNT, that was knocking on the door, and if I
Yeah.
hadn't have turned up at that comp, she would have jumped up and
Right.
we would have been pushed right down.
I mean, I think there's, from our point of view, there's obviously for me and Tom, because we were in the commentary box as you were both by the side of it on sharing the gas and air. We both thought, oh, okay, we're going to have to
Well,
dust our boards off at this point.
You already knew.
Well, the funniest thing about that was we had Luke, who also had a broken collarbone from Sandringham the weekend before, passing the gas and air between the two of us because
Yeah.
we were both sitting there just ruined.
With his
And
arm in a sling.
Luke's in
yeah.
a sling going,
Yeah.
here you go boys, there you go. Oh no, back to you, oh there you go. Like the three of us just absolutely haggard.
You could share gas and air, but you couldn't
Couldn't
share
go in
an
the
ambulance.
ambulance. Yeah, we've been sharing gas and air, but Sarah had to drive into the A&E because they wouldn't take me and
Yeah.
Lloyd in the ambulance.
Because of
It was
COVID.
so weird.
So basically, I think the long story is of me riding wasn't necessarily the collarbone break. It was when we went to
Leicester.
Wags's funeral.
Oh!
I had my plate out recently because I had a metal plate put in.
I can't even.
And
Okay, we're gonna make sure we're getting this. Yeah.
I can't.
so I had a metal plate put in, and I just had it
It's-
removed, and they went
Most
past in the car,
ridiculous thing.
and I just jested out to them.
So
we broke
we're
it.
going down the A14 past Wellingborough.
We broke it, and that was on the Thursday. I had to go snowboarding on the Saturday for a week, so I was snowboarding like that.
But we thought it was
And
joking.
I was like, that was it. That was the
That was it.
after
Like,
re-breaking it. That
we,
was the moment.
we couldn't believe
I
it.
can't board
So
again.
we'd all driven back from Wags, and obviously these guys were driving back the same way as us and went to overtake us. And as they overtake us, Sarah was driving because we had a couple of pints. Lloyd gets out of the window and just throws a couple of birds and gets a bit silly driving past. And then you
And
sort of see him
re-crashed.
disappear back in the window weirdly, and they just drove off. About 10 minutes later, Ross gets a text from Lloyd going, "I think I've re-broken my collarbone." And we're sitting there, he's just joking. Of course he's joking.
Yeah.
We had this big debate about whether he was joking, and then a couple of weeks later we just get a text from Lloyd going, "I wasn't joking."
So there was every potential that I could still be boarded.
Yeah,
I
you
hadn't
would have
re-broken
bored it. If you hadn't, if you hadn't have re-broken it, it was.
You were talking about it.
But it was so fragile that it was just.
I mean, you are. It's
If
okay.
you fell on it, it was going to break. Being self-employed. Wow.
Wow.
Lloyd had to, like, the first time he broke it, he had to have 3 months off because they had to wait for the operation.
Yeah.
So
The
bad.
second
which is
time,
awful.
and
So
the second
bad.
time it was another 2.5 months off, and I was just like, we can't keep doing
It was when you
this.
turned up
It's
at
not-
Leicester and you could see
Yeah,
the
'cause
bone.
East
poking
Anglia
through
was moved to
against the
September,
skin.
wasn't it?
Yeah, because of COVID.
Yeah.
Then I think Leicester was.
So
a
it was
week after.
2021. It was 2020 didn't
Yeah.
happen, and 2021 it all got pushed to the back of the
Yeah.
season. And funnily, well, not funnily, I looked when I saw how close all the shows were. I was like, "Ooh, we're going to burn through some borders." Like this is.
Didn't realise how many.
This is no, I didn't expect it in the same heat, but like I knew that there was a higher risk of injury just because of how close. Because you do one show, one heat, or, one competition, and you get a little bit of a sprain or a strain or something, and then you do the next one, and you take a big hit, and then before you, and then it
It all piles up. It all adds up.
by the fifth, it was the fifth one. It was like every 2 weeks, wasn't it, or something, consistently. And there was the fifth one where you had your accident.
And it was small. That was
yeah.
a really small course.
Yeah.
Because they've changed it from what we used to have, because it used to be fairly big but undulating.
Yeah.
And that was the first one where they sort of pulled one end in. So it sort of changed the course entirely, because one end just became really short and tight.
Yeah, and I mean they've opened it up now, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a different shape, and which has made it far more challenging because there's a big lump in the middle of it. So that was the last time that we saw each other. Then was White's funeral.
No, we boarded in
Well, no, 'cause they
2022.
boarded 22.
Oh,
They
right.
was
And you were, of
2022.
course, when you went on to the okay.
Yeah, so
So then
we were sat at home and it was like, well, we want to do horse boarding, but how do we do it without you boarding?
Mm.
And I could just see that Lloyd wanted to do something, so I just made the decision to let him ride. And I'd already retired Bella because Bella was getting old.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we had retired.
And I just wanted her to retire sound and happy.
And you were the first one that
So-
we started referring to as a team manager.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was great.
To be
I
fair-
could literally sit there in the pits and I could watch everybody else go round and I could watch their lines and I could see where they were going and I would just feed it back, because when we came back in 2022, Tom was boarding for Lloyd, and I could literally stand there and I could relay back to the both of them, this is what you need to do
Yeah.
to win this heat.
Yeah.
So it was great for me because I knew the lines, I'd ridden the lines, I knew what
Yeah.
I was doing. So yeah.
It's kind of said in jest, but also that for me personally, you professional football, rugby, American football. There's a lot of people who are analysing the match and saying, "Hey, this is what they're doing. This is what you need to be doing."
Seeing it from the outside.
Yeah, and being able to give that information, the coach, on a game.
So to be fair, like the groundwork of limited edition of Paddy, basically, when I was boarding, like I could have been going, go on, like when I was boarding, I'd go on, and Sarah's holding her back, and so Sarah put all the groundwork in for for
Yeah.
2022 when
Nobody
you
doubted that.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, that wasn't a question.
No, exactly. So
You got on a pre-race tour.
I basically just steered Paddy to
Yeah.
victory in
Yeah.
2022.
Well, no. You got.
You know,
it's
the
like a
groundwork
Formula
was
One
fine.
driver. You're
Yeah.
picking to Formula One. It's like a Formula One driver. You're not building the car,
No,
are you?
no.
The driver's got to do the drive.
Yeah,
but also,
and it's a similar sort of
like I
thing.
said
You're
earlier-
clearly building the horse, and you go out there doing
Absolutely,
the
yeah.
drive.
But as I said earlier, you being on the board has given you a totally different facet of your riding ability compared to every other rider out there.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
you've been on the board.
You know
like
where to
Sarah
put
was-
the board.
yeah. So
Yeah.
you know if you turn around for that half a second and I'm maybe in the wrong spot or I'm in the right spot, you know exactly within that split second you know
don't need to
where
wait for
somebody
Aiden
yeah.
to tell
Yeah,
you.
I'm
You know
almost
where I should be.
when I'm riding, I'm
You
almost
know where you
boarding.
should be. Yeah.
Mm.
That's what I mean. You know where you should be.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you know if I'm in that same space, you know you can just take me along with
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
which you don't
And
get.
if I'm going to be out of
Rider.
position, that means that's going to put you into a
Yeah.
situation.
Well, like Charlie understood that as a rider. Charlie always understood. That was her amazing. Like she was
Who?
incredible. Ooh, that one. But she was an incredible horse rider. But the thing that she always did amazingly was know exactly where the border should be, and whether you are in line or you're out of
That-
line.
that-
or you should
that-
be.
And
was
she knew how
she
to
was-
help you as well.
Yeah, exactly. And she would
Yeah.
know where she can put it on or take it off, and like
Yeah.
because if you're not in the right position, she knows whether she needs to put on some more pace to get you out,
And she,
or whether you need to slow up just half a stride just to give you that second.
she was. I only towed behind Charlie like once for I think at your place, we were like messing around. But I felt like I'd got a million gears
Yeah.
to pick from. It was just
Well,
like
this is what happened with the
Oh.
season that
half
me and
an
Charlie-
inch
Yeah,
faster,
yeah,
please.
yeah. you said at the end of the 23 season that me and Charlie won, you were like, I'm really sorry we haven't talked about the commentary. But I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, because it's been so easy. Like,
Yeah,
I'm on an
yeah,
amazing board setup. The setup is totally perfect. You've got Winks who's like a brick wall, and Charlie just puts you where you need to be.
So,
The three of it together just makes sense.
We'll take that and we'll jump into the Chill Winston 2023 championship winning video.
Tear the roof off the place. Tear the roof off the place. Tear the roof off the place.
I'm not gonna take this any longer. I'm not gonna take another day. I want to take it. I want to take it. I'm not gonna take this any longer. I want to take it. I want to take it.
So, how would that bring? I mean, what we're setting up here in this podcast is the level of and it kind of there's the write up on Facebook as well. The level of quality that's coming into this team said that to me. In
It's a
fact,
case
yeah.
of like, there's
There's
the
no
elite-
one really interested
But
for
the
you.
elites are racing, and if somebody needed a stand-in, fine. But I'm not going to take somebody else's place on an elite team. I'm going to I don't want to just put you around the field. I've done that with so many teams. Reese is very similar. When me and Reese started, we were bouncing from team to team to team to team. We've brought on so many teams. I've got to a point now, I've raced for 10 years. If I want to go out there and board, I want to know I'm going to have a good run. It's not about the racing itself, it's about knowing I'm going to go out and I'm going to have a good bit of speed where I can enjoy the boarding and just get a smile on my face of riding. And I won't get that if I'm bringing on an advanced or an intermediate team, essentially. So a lot of the teams have asked me throughout being, I think with the gauge of, oh, do you think you can stand in for this weekend? I'm actually, I'm going to do commentary, I quite enjoy it, until something comes up where I can just go and race. There doesn't seem a lot of need for me. I'm teaching people in between the heats, doing the commentary with you, which I quite enjoy.
Yeah.
We have a good fun in the box.
No, absolutely.
Until
You're doing a great
something-
job.
until something-
Lloyd drops.
Well, this is
your
where until something comes in. Well, actually, it was the other way around. I think I slipped into Lloyd's DMs, to be fair, and that's all thanks to Ed. In all fairness.
So it wasn't. You didn't speak to your legal team. You didn't speak to your legal team. There wasn't like a whole contract drawn up.
Not quite.
You
not
know,
quite.
like, speak
He
to the
doesn't know
sponsors.
it yet.
We're
Yeah,
thinking
yeah,
about
he
putting
doesn't
this
know it.
together.
So it was Ed from Coleman Off Cotton.
Okay.
Post on we have obviously the team's information chat in the background, and he put a post up talking about wanting a second team.
Right.
He wants more time on the board. He wants to be racing more, and Lloyd put a post underneath it saying, "Oh, what ability are you?"
Oh, and then I commented.
And then-
A to B mission.
Oh no! But I saw this comment happening and this conversation happening, and Ed was very honest about himself. He said, "Look, I'm riding in the lower end at the moment. I don't think I can do elite." And Lloyd said, "Well, it's the 2-part elite rule means you'd have to race in elite." And I went, "Oh, that must mean Paddy and Lloyd or Sarah. That's an elite team." I was like, so I just sent Lloyd a message. I was like, "Oh, just to put my hat in, just to tip my hat into the circle, if you are thinking about coming back, I do know a boarder that hasn't got a team." And you said, "Oh yeah, well you were first on the list if we didn't." So I was like,
Well, my previous boarder had gone to somebody else.
Oh, okay. Before we go there, let's watch.
You got the better. You got the better.
Let's watch. I think we're on to part 4 of limited edition. Part 3. Okay, well let's see what part 3 is then. Limited edition go into first place with the touch. 67, even with the touch, they go into first place. So good.
Modified, ride or die, genuine. Got your attention. They don't make them like me anymore. Make your eyes bug out, put your jaw on the floor. They don't make them like me anymore. I am limited edition. I will be your best decision. Everything that you've been missing. Limited edition. I am limited edition. I will be your best decision. Everything that you've been missing.
at the far corner,
And that keeps them in second place. That's what we want to know.
Just relaxing, you know. Maxing,
And
all that sort of
well,
stuff.
we're going to go into another ad, I'm being told. So this is for this weekend, guys. Get yourselves down to Cheshire. Also, actually, before we do that, on our website you can purchase some merch, tops, some. I'm trying. I want the back, Tom.
Oh.
On the back of it. No, you can't do it. Yeah, you got season tops, hoodies, and T-shirts. Otherwise, come down to the show. It's available in other colours. You can have your name on the front.
What show are we on, Dan?
It's the Cheshire Game and Country Fair.
What number show
Let's
is it?
see. Which what?
What number show are we on?
6. It's show 6, and let's have the ad. Is that right?
Yeah.
So One Trick Pony, when we first started off, was actually Tom Borden.
With a star.
Right.
It was
Okay.
star.
And then we just saw.
It was a black T-shirt with a star on the.
And then we've just seen your racing from 2022. So there's one more video to watch, and then we're going to bring Tom in.
Auf den Boden, wir tanzen auf den Tischen, denn wir sind die Limited Edition. Die Mucke bis zum Anschlag, beim Alkohol vernichten, denn wir sind die Limited Edition. Eskalieren mit Anton, das darf niemand schwänzen. Egal wie, egal wo, heute gibt es kein Limit, heute gibt's keine Grenzen. Alle die Gläser hoch, an meine Partyfreunde geht jetzt die Nachricht raus. Schmeißt die Hände in den Himmel und rastet richtig aus. Auf 3, 2, 1 springt das ganze Haus. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Wir springen auf den Boden, wir tanzen auf den Tischen. Denn wir sind die Limited Edition. Die Mucke bis zum Anschlag, beim Alkohol vernichten. Denn wir sind die Limited Edition. Wir springen auf den Boden, wir tanzen auf den Tischen. Denn wir sind die Limited Edition. Die Mucke bis zum Anschlag, beim Alkohol vernichten. Denn wir sind die Limited Edition.
So, Lloyd, you were just saying about you were a 40-point turnaround or a lead ahead, or
So I remember specifically we had we had just started. Tame, I think me and Tom started off, and we were just finding our feet riding. Then another event. And
East Anglia is where we showed that video last night, and that was the moment.
That was a click, that last run, and I think we had a 40-point almost turnaround, I think, and I think we won every event at Burley.
We did the.
And we had a massive turnaround with Top and Tails, and they were racing amazingly. I don't know what they were thinking about, but they had blues and twos. Top and Tails were leading, but they were racing blues and twos, which blues and twos were their main horse. They were trying to beat Top and Tails, and we're like, great, you try and beat her.
Well, I think blues and twos came into it, and then we're finding their feet as she was kind of laying off.
Well, that season we actually became the limited edition third run, where everything hung. We would win a heat
absolutely
every time.
Yeah, it was incredible, but it was so competitive that 2022 year, because we were coming from behind and there was so much riding on those heats and Top and Tails or blues and twos would just go out and smash it, and we're like, crikey, we've got to go faster than that.
I would actually say that particularly the 2022 season, and probably the 2023 as well, those two seasons were undeniably good. Like, the racing was so good. It didn't matter. You could be not into it at all, not into horseboarding, not into horses, not into skateboarding or any sort of board sports, but you could stand by the side of the ring, watch that and go, they're really good. They are really
That was
good.
nearly the first swear word of the podcast.
Yeah.
I think the problem is like we had blues and twos who had Sally, and I remember you specifically saying Sally's the best horse, and we're like, no, she's not. We've got Paddy. Paddy's awesome. Anyway, but then Top and Tails would smash their first run.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, Jesus, there's no such thing as a steady run.
Yeah.
Like, you've got, and it was just like bang, and it was just, it almost got silly. It almost got a bit silly. It was so competitive.
And it was so tight. I mean, even you can go from 2019 up to 2023, I guess. And also 2024.
I guess.
But
I mean, you
Hold
were
on.
that championship, weren't you?
Oh, really? Really? Jesus.
Where it was very, very tight. The first time I really saw it was in 2019, where it was really, really tight. So, Tom, you obviously featured a lot in that video.
Yeah.
And so there's a couple of dynamics going on here, which I am quite excited to. So, you obviously 2023. You got points. You got points to make about 2023.
Well, you know, now I've heard that, you know, he may have broken his collarbone again. Maybe I shouldn't be so annoyed that my team pulled out on me a couple of weeks.
Oh, that wasn't in 2023.
No, that was 2022.
Was it
No, that was 21.
21.
It was pre-race.
When did we
22.
race? When did we race together?
2022.
Yeah, so it was
2022. But then
pre-22.
2023. So like we got that championship, and then 2023.
And then we.
Everyone went quiet, and then only like a few weeks before the championship, it was like, yeah, we're not racing.
Well, I was looking forward to that, to beating you, because it had been nearly 10 years. It'd been nearly 10 years since I've got a chance to actually beat you, because you seem to only race when I'm not racing.
Well, no, that me and Ross had the same
I
thing.
did about
and he
8
went and injured
years.
himself.
Did about 8 years of racing, and you wouldn't come back. And the moment I left with a broken bone, all of a sudden, Tom starts boarding again. I'm like, oh, there's a bit of something funny going on here.
Okay, so
I race 2023 and he leaves.
Hold on.
And then I come to
Whoa,
2023.
whoa! 2023, I wanted to race, but
you
now I
weren't
find
there.
out that this idiot goes and flips a bird out of a car and then breaks himself in a couple of
Is that
weeks
the scenario?
That was before 2020.
Oh,
That's
Okay, so
that
what was it? What?
2021.
Well, okay, so what stopped you racing in 2023 then?
Just didn't like you.
Come on.
Just didn't like you.
Because Tom feels as though you handed the championship to Aiden.
Mate, we were 6 seconds above the entire rest of the course.
But
without
he wasn't
racing.
racing.
Doesn't matter, you struggled with blues and twos, you ain't going to struggle with Chill Winston if there's 6 ending ahead.
Paddy had blues and twos in their back pocket, mate.
I mean, I'm happy now. Man.
All
I don't
internal
know.
issues.
So the other issue, so then the second element is, of course, is that you guys haven't raced each other since 2014.
2014.
Which
so
I won.
So my first.
Which you won.
Okay, my first ever season, I raced 2 competitions with my team, which was called Ambush, and then bounced around teams, and then for the last 2 or 3, I think, Ross had fractured his back because of an armadillo spine pad, and Tom was riding with Dead Pigeons, and I was riding with Mad Atters with Lord Atterbury. So it was my first season, and we were racing with the guy who'd already won a championship, with a Grand National horse and the most legendary horse of Naboo around the course. So I think I did all right holding second in my first ever run.
That wasn't first though, was it?
I don't think that was the whole point of the conversation.
No, I'm just de-escalating. Just de-escalating at this point. But yeah, so my first ever season, me and Tom raced in 2014 for the last like 2 or 3, and then you stopped boarding, and then I stopped boarding, and then you stopped boarding, and then I stopped boarding. It's just been that ever since.
So what we're seeing here, is we've got international squad members all around. When it comes to
except me, actually, I've never raced.
Previous winners of the overall team championship of several
Border
years.
championship, riding championship.
Well,
I've won 1 border championship.
You didn't win. So
Basically, what's gone on here is the new people think Just Wing It's the standard.
Ooh.
But it's not. It's limited edition. It's the standard. Alright?
Is that what you're throwing down?
Honestly, we are here.
It's been a while since I've seen this Lloyd. I'm enjoying it, but it's been a while since I've seen this Lloyd.
It's great. Do you know what?
I'm really enjoying it.
If we come third,
If that's how we go into the arena, I'm more than happy.
if we come third or better, it's a disaster for Top and Tails and Just Wing It. That is a disaster.
Hang on, you're thinking that Just Wing It are going to come below 3rd?
We're 2nd or 1st.
No, I'm just saying if we
come
I'm
2nd or
expecting
1st.
to come 3rd, but I'm just saying if we beat
Hey,
Top
look,
and Tails and Just Wing It,
No. You can get 3rd out of your head right now, because I spent many years being here.
that's a different story. That's not wrong.
You can get 3rd out of your head right now. I've got far too many medals and rosettes that say
You'd
3rd.
sooner come 4th and lose to Just Drag.
So many 3rds. We spent so many years of being in 3rd to Chill Winston and Dead Pigeons that 3rd is not on the fucking
Well,
board.
without sparking more rivalry, which I still have some things.
Tom, honestly, if we beat you, you've had a disaster. We've had 3 years off.
Yeah.
If we beat you, that you've had a
You've got to stay on the
appalling.
I nearly brought it up at points. I am riding with the person probably with the highest horse fall off rate. Out of all the riders I know, I think you've probably got the highest full.
It's not about how many races you complete, it's about how fast the races that you do complete are.
But I remember sitting in an ambulance with an ambulance man asking about your prostate.
In all fairness though, I would say you've come back, and this is not me trying to throw down any shade. You've come back to what is a very tight technical course where
it's not
how I've built the course the way I have.
It's the first time
you're trying to advantage just your team.
No, I'm trying to
advantage all horses.
So I said this within the pits earlier. It's one of the first times Tom has made a course with curves. Mm-hmm. Tom often makes very square, angular courses with angular lines. And this course is very circular.
I think going on a board. Behind.
Oh yeah, there's nods going on here. But yeah, actually, in all fairness, we used to go out and change the courses when we used to have board and rider reps back in the day. Tom would set out the course and we'd go around and mess around with it to make it a bit more less angular, more circular, with these open, long corners for speed. And actually going around that, it's one of the first times I've gone around and gone, actually, it's a square course, but you've put a good circle around the course, so all of the corners are nice and round.
Is that a compliment?
It is a compliment.
There's plenty of spaces where we can stride out.
It doesn't happen often, but you can take that one.
Okay. I've got nothing bad to say back at you for the minute.
Just for now.
But honestly, we're not expecting to come. I mean, we've had 3 years off.
I'm here to have fun.
But honestly, if we come and beat Top and Tails and just win this weekend,
I mean, Top and Tails it's been tipped that Top and Tails are, I think,
on the smaller course,
sort of the way, but the way the sport's kind of evolved in the last few years, and certainly is that, obviously years ago you were there, 28s, 29s, 30s, they were massive milestones. Just Drag and Section 89 got in a fight at Sandringham all the way to 30 miles an hour, and they weren't even the main races.
How often has the speed gone up and they've not won the heat?
This is what I mean. So
if you look at Chill Winston, that is true.
Chill Winston's an example.
They used to go 27, 28.
28 was generally the top end of Chill Winston. He could go 30 and a bit 30 with him, but the difference with that is Charlie would go 28 the entire way round the course.
Yeah.
If you're running and you're doing 30 miles an hour into that corner and then slowing up to slow your pace down to then get through the weave, to then change a bit of a leg and get through there and then you put your pace on. If you can do that whole section at 27, 28, you're going to hit it so much quicker with the time scale.
And this is one of the things where Indy really shows well, because although she's slightly off the top end of I think she did do 30 once, but mainly she's a 28 max
she was
out
27, 28 at the
when
last
you see,
one.
so we've had the 360 cams on,
telemetry,
and you can see the telemetry of the board riders and the speed and stuff. You can see that Top and Tails, above anybody, holds, that's had the telemetry on them, holds that, they're going around the top end, so they can pass the speed camera at the speed trap at 28, but they're going 26, 27, 28, 20, all the way around that top end and all the way back.
Until they get to their last lap where they fade away.
Yeah, and that's not been so much of a problem this time.
Where they come out.
Oh God!
You've been waiting for this.
Yeah.
You've been sitting at home and stewing over this, haven't you?
I was going out as the Aggie.
Rocking.
I was going to say it's very similar to Pocket Rocket. Pocket Rocket was very much like that. We just held a constant speed, and that's how we were able to match up with we gave Chill Winston, or was it Dead Pigeons, the closest run for their money on a full season of every weekend.
3 points, isn't it? Yeah, it was 3 points in 300.
There's no other season where anybody has done a whole season. Like the 2022 season, they only raced for half a season, and then it was the Blues and Twos versus Limited Edition fight going on, because they raced half of it. The only season where they've had anybody that close was us, and we had a much smaller horse, but the whole thing was, I would try and be as light as possible, and we would keep the horse at as high a pace we could the entire way around. And that's what Cinder Siblings are doing. They've got a smaller pony, and they've got a very small pony, but they keep that constant upper pace of 24, 25 miles an hour for them around the entire course, rather than the off and on.
Well, they're going to
speed.
face a challenge. They've got Tom Rees on Hold Your Horses this
Who
weekend.
we know can beat their own time because he beat their time
Yeah.
with Josh on the last.
So it would be interesting. That's going to be an interesting battle. But I think we're going to wrap this up. What we have here are the ingredients for a fantastic competition, and
They're going to lose.
And we're
So
going to
I'm happy
see.
to be the underdog, mate.
We're
So
gonna
you bet
see-
on when we beat you.
I mean, the one thing I would say, when it came to that 2023 season, Lloyd, I know you stopped boarding because of the
No,
because of
the
the
23
injury.
you weren't in.
2020.
Yeah.
2022.
But in 2023, my thoughts were that actually what I thought would happen with the limited edition before we finish was that Sarah would go back on the horse, you go back on the board, and you'd be the first person to win the championship
Both.
on the horse
Yeah.
and on the board.
Well, I thought you were going to do that as well from the Facebook post that you put at the end of the year.
Hey!
You just thanked me for boarding for you for a season, and not our board
Off the pot.
or anything, which we do have verbatim actually. What you so big thanks to Tom for boarding for us this season, and 2 pictures, one of which you can't see, none of which were my season.
Oh, brilliant. Well done.
So yeah, just saying.
Brilliant. Yeah. So listen.
Oh, that bomb.
It's real. It's real. There's tomorrow. The races are going to be full on. These guys. I mean, I'd like to let's say you guys are going to be shaking down. Getting yourselves back into it. But
Done that.
Yeah,
done that.
if our shakedown beats them, it's embarrassing. That's what I'm saying. If we go down for a shakedown competition, we're just seeing how this competition goes. If
We are
beat
literally here just for fun.
Like,
so if we win on a
them,
fun run,
that is a disaster for them.
So on that bombshell, thank you very much. There's more podcasts to come over the course of the weekend. We might even get another one in tonight. Thank you very much. We'll see you soon.